So many good men in this setup right now. Thank you. How are we for sound in the back, my friends? Amazing. I want to give an enormous thank you to Raza for assisting with my mic and wardrobe. A huge thank you to Terrence for the very warm introduction. And a world of gratitude to Jay and Gordon and the whole team at Landed for Success for putting on today's event and giving me the wonderful honor to be our final keynote speaker today. So I haven't met all of you, and I'd love for us to get to know each other just a little bit better. If we've never met before, can you say hi? Hi. I'm Haley. What's your name? Nice to meet you. The kids, you crushed it. Can I just say my 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and 17-year-old would be very proud of you right now. So you guys were amazing. Can we get another round of applause for those great speakers? I videoed the basketball speech. My friend, what's your name? Jilly, I videoed your speech because a few of my kids want to go all the way with basketball, and I love what you said today. Congrats to each of you. Yes. So friends, the talk that I'm going to give today is about the top 30 under 30. And that is for you if you're interested in designing your very own 6-figure coaching, consulting, or expertise practice. Whether you are newly wanting to start a 6-figure business, or you're in a business right now that isn't yet cracking the 6-figure mark, I'm going to share with you 30 of my favorite ingredients to be able to work less than 30 hours a week and still run a 6-figure practice. Would anybody like to work less than 30 hours a week and still make a really great income? I'm just checking if I have the right group here. Now, here's why I can't be a workaholic. If I'm not on stage and if I'm not with my favorite clients, this is where you'll usually find me. My husband is my second hubby. We've been together almost 14 years, and we have 3 incredible boys with a very long list of special needs and special attributes. 17, 9, 7, and the lights of our life. We are all season kind of fun, and we live a pretty challenging life, but that doesn't stop us from getting out there and doing the thing. So why I'm very excited to share this topic with you is I'm not okay with workaholism. Most words that have ism on the end of it is what you come to me for therapy for. And workaholism is just as much of a challenge and a detriment to families as the other isms. We could be talking about alcoholism or some of the other challenges, but I really believe in order for each of you to have a beautiful quality of life, you can't be working 100 hours a week. We need to preserve some of that time for the other things that light you up, and these are some of the things that light me up. It's been an honor to share the stage with some really great people. It's been an honor to put great books out in the world, but the thing I most want you to know about my story as we get to know each other is I'm here today to take away all of your excuses. 2 weeks ago, I gave a keynote, and a beautiful lady named Eleanor came up to me in her wheelchair after the talk, and she said, "I love you. I'm a little mad at you because you took away my alibi." And it took me a second, but she said, "After hearing your talk, you took away my excuse for not living fully." So there are a couple things about me that you might not know from the outside. Yes, I'm here to show you how to build a 6-figure business because I did it in my very first year as a coach. But I want to give you the confidence and the hope that no matter how many challenges or adversities you're going to deal with while building your business, that you still can make that happen. I have a couple things in my way. My son and I have a rare genetic chromosome disorder. We are the 2 only people in the entire world's global gene bank that has a quadruplication on one of our chromosomes. What does that mean? We have no idea because we're the only 2 people. What I can tell you is that sometimes I'm walking Haley, sometimes I'm that Haley. I'm a cancer survivor. I've had the cancer scare come back a few times, and today I'm speaking to you with a torn hip, recently repaired torn shoulder, some bone growths in my back, and I live with chronic pain. But for my friends and the people that know me, you'll usually catch me smiling. So if you were wondering, could you be successful even if you're busy, even if you have a family, even if your kids have special needs? Well, the answer is yes. By show of hands, thank you. By show of hands, how many of you love someone with neurodiversities, special needs, or mental health and physical health challenges? Yeah, all of us, right? Almost all of us. What I'll tell you about my little guy, I'm just going to go back one slide, 2 slides. My littlest guy, Bennett, he goes to school where he has 5 teachers that wear head-to-toe body armor because of the level of violence that he brings out. So that is just a little sneak peek into what our home life looks like. But that's what charges me up even more, to go out and teach the great work of happiness, healthy relationships, and success in less than 30 hours a week. Some of you are going to be called to help your aging parents. Some of you are going to raise children that need more of your time than you thought. Some of you are going to face your very own health challenges, and you're going to need to give yourself more of your time than you thought. So are you ready to learn how to build a 6-figure business? Mm-hmm. That was so non-enthusiastic. I thought we got some practicing. So friends, are you ready to learn how to build your 6-figure business? Yes! Let's zoom through the basics because we've got 30 ingredients to go through. The basics, of course. What are you going to call your business? What's your tagline going to be? And if you're wondering about mine, the reason my business is called The Lifted Lid is people come to me when they feel stuck. When their mental health is a challenge, their relationship is a challenge, when they're not making the money they want, when they don't want to see a therapist, a business coach, and a marriage counselor all in the same week, we get it all done in one session. So I called it The Lifted Lid because it's about living your life uncapped, getting whatever's in your way out of your way. So when you name your business, really think about what do you want it to stand for and what is it going to do for people. You're going to need something about your brand look and feel, but you don't need to spend a ton of money on this. You just need to start from somewhere. You're going to want a professional email. People don't love getting the 7-figure success coach at gmail.com. It makes them wonder, do you have a website? Are you fly by night, or can they trust you? And you know what? It doesn't hurt to have a kick-butt email signature. Put your info, put your credentials, let people know when they hear from you what it is that you can do for them. But most importantly, choose when you're going to work in your business. You don't need to have an 8 to faint schedule to be successful. In fact, your prospective clients will respect you even more when you tighten your window of availability. In my first year, I worked 17 to 28 hours a week top. And that year, I hit 6 figures right out of the gate. So you honestly can, but you have to be very careful about how you use your time. Decide how you're going to give people your contact information. Will you have a Calendly link, a QR code like Raza? Will you have a business card? Will your card be a book or a magazine that you're featured in? And then you're off to the races. Let's get into the good stuff. So my friends, you are going to need to identify your target market or markets. You're going to need to identify who your client avatar or client avatars are. Now this is controversial. Most business coaches will tell you to pick one niche, one and one only. But I broke the rules, so you can break them too if you want to. Maybe your heart is called to help young couples, retiring couples, and you don't want to pick just one. As long as you're very clear on who your niche is, it's going to be okay even if you pick more than one. You have to decide, how are you going to serve your ideal audience? Will you be a virtual specialist, in person? Will you work with people one-to-one, small group, large group format? You have to come up with how you're going to deliver what you're going to deliver. You'll want to have what we call your Goldilocks offer. That's the one that's not too expensive, not too cheap, but just right. For example, I have a $50,000 offer that's too expensive for most people, a $3,000 offer, and a $30 book. What would be the Goldilocks offer? $30? No. The $30 book would be too little. The $50,000 offer would be too much for most people, unless you're a CEO and running a large organization, or really ready to create change in your life, and I'm happy to share that offer with you. But most people go with my Goldilocks offer, and they'll do the same with you, and that is $3,000 for 3 months of inclusive support that gets results. So when you're figuring out what it is that you want to offer to the world, you want to come up with that high, medium, and low, because it really helps people decide which one is going to be best for them. You're going to need to have a strategy on how will you find not just your ideal clients, but even your ideal prospects. You can spin a lot of wheels talking to the wrong market, giving away sample services, doing consults, making go-nowhere sales, because you might not be even in front of the right prospective audience. It's not just about getting in front of the right clients, it's getting in front of the right prospects as well. There are many ways to market, whether you're looking to do paid marketing and advertising, whether you're looking to do it old school, whether you're looking to do zero budget marketing. My very favorite way to get business. Are you ready to be underwhelmed?
Yeah.
I need a drum roll. Who said yes? I love you. Okay, ready to be underwhelmed, friends? Yeah. The single most successful funnel I run in my business is the following. Actually, I'll tell you the top two. When a person is struggling in the town of Halton, where I live in Oakville, they go into a Facebook group called Oakville Mamas, or Oakville Mummies Chat. I'm in 2 communities, and I recommend you do the same. When they type, my child is self-harming, my partner just cheated, I want to start a business and I don't know where to begin, 8 or 9 other women will tag Haley Patry and say, she saved my family, call her. And the number one way that business comes in for me at the moment is somebody goes in those groups and they don't even need to make a post anymore. They need to just search marriage help, business coaching setup, life coach or counselor, and my name will show up on hundreds and hundreds of posts. So that's not something that we can create in a minute, but these 30 ingredients that I'm going to teach you right now will create for you some of those effortless funnels. You get to a place where you've treated your clients so well that they talk about you in public forums, where the referrals come and they seem to come effortlessly. But that doesn't happen until we get your business started, until you have treated or helped to transform at least a handful of raving fan clients so that they can start referring you and tagging you. Do you know what my second favorite way to get new clients is? Speak. Invite to a free 30-minute coaching session. We see if we like each other and want to spend more time together raising the quality of your life. And then you sign up for 90 days. It's very unfancy and it costs no money. Who likes saving money sometimes? And making money. Yeah, it's a good system. So you have to figure out what's going to be your marketing method. They're endless. I'm not going to do that training today. It is something I do with my private clients. But whether you're looking at Facebook marketing, Google AdWords, setting up automated funnels, having somebody do outreach for you, there is no replacement for you putting yourself out there in the world in front of the right prospective audience, giving them a sample of your expertise, and inviting them to work with you. There is just no method and no cost that works better than that, in my opinion. Number 5 of our 30 friends, you're going to want to design your abundance alliance. I'm assuming you have never heard of this. Let's test the room. Who has ever heard of an abundance alliance? One person, because maybe you attended one of my events. And Gordon. An abundance alliance is the word I give to the hug we wrap around our professional referral network. So when a realtor and a mortgage broker and a title insurance provider and a real estate lawyer and a renovator and a house flipper and a painter, when they work together, what happens is when each of them get a client, they all get a client. Does that make sense? So we call it an abundance alliance because if you're starting your practice, coaching, consulting, or your expert business, you're going to want to befriend and create alliances with the other professionals that are going to co-serve the same client. They might serve the client at the same time as you, just before you in the client journey, or just after you. And it's a beautiful way to get business. For example, think of a wedding. If someone's hiring a photographer, they're probably also asking about a videographer. If they're hiring a florist, they might also need somebody who can do linens and decor and an officiant. So if you launch your business, think about who are those professionals that you could feed with clients and who are those professionals that could help to feed you. And it's actually not about feeding any of the businesses. It's really about giving that client such an amazing experience that if they've hired one person who they trust and like, now they're going to feel good hiring the rest of your trusted team. These aren't teams that have to share money together, but the sales can come flowing. And I know it's a controversial topic. It is okay if you wish to share referral fees in your Abundance Alliance. I personally prefer not to get paid. If I refer you to someone, it's because I think they're the absolute best fit for you, not because I'm receiving any income. Number 6. Raza said that wingers, when it comes to speaking, might be sensational and lovable and get a standing ovation, but they're not closers. And the same thing is true about networkers. You might network by accident, where you see an event on Eventbrite, a friend tells you to go to something, you show up unprepared, you don't book appointments, you don't make money, and you are a wing it kind of networker. But if you want to make 6 figures, working less than 30 hours a week, you're going to need a dedicated, focused networking strategy. I attend one 1-hour meeting a week, I attend one 3-hour board meeting a month, and I run one mastermind for 2 hours a month. That sounds like a lot, but in about 6 hours, it creates enough of a referral nucleus to generate all the business that I have. And so for you, if you're not yet part of a great networking group, ask somebody to introduce you to one. If you can't find a great networking group in your city with people you want to rub shoulders with, create one. It's such a fun and free way to assemble your Abundance Alliance. Invite the businesses who you want to do business with to meet with you weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. When you network, it's important that you know what you're going to say. It's important that you know how you're going to follow up. And don't attend an event if you don't have any time coming up in your schedule for coffee dates, Zoom appointments, or getting to know people. Otherwise, you're just tempting people with your awesome presence. They're going to want to spend time with you, and you're going to disappoint them by saying you've got no time. Networking isn't just the hour you spend at the event, it's the magic you make happen after the event. So you want to make sure you leave time in your schedule for that. I have a general rule. If I can't spend in my schedule the same time of the event, so if I attend a 2-hour conference, I won't go unless I have 2 hours in my week where I can be making connections with people. Number 7, don't wing it. When it comes to your networking pitch or your elevator speech, practice. And just like Raza said, know what you want to put out there. Be prepared, plan it. If you want to rock it, as he said, that's not likely to happen for most people by accident. Some of you might be speaker savants where you can show up and you're intuitive and you're in flow. But I encourage you to craft for yourself a 10-second, 30-second, and 60-second intro speech. I don't want you to memorize it because memorizing makes you nervous. Your eyes and your brain will be scanning for the next word and you won't be connecting with your audience. But I want you to know the nuggets of what you're going to say. So at the end of my presentation, I'll give you the opportunity to send me a text, not to a robot, but actually to my cell phone. And I will send you the template for how to craft your most authentic, impressive, and relatable networking presentation. So I'm going to pick on a couple people and ask you, what do you do? Who wants to tell me, what do you do? Yes, at the back.
I'm in grade 12 in Maxwell High School, and right now I'm trying to get into a law.
Amazing. And what's your name?
Tanya.
Tanya, what kind of law do you want to go into?
I want to go into something that's like family law or like specifically family law.
So Tanya, family law, grade 12. So Tanya, if we were to enhance your intro speech, you might stand up and say, good afternoon, friends. I'm passionate about helping families stay intact unless it's not safe to do so. My intent is to become a family lawyer that's accessible, affordable, and helps families access quality of life. I am finishing my high school and I'm looking for which university wants to have the fortune of having me on their roster. My name is Tanya. Thank you. Hopefully you don't have a legal challenge, but if you do, So if we plan it, now I obviously didn't plan that. I haven't met Tanya before.
Yes, you did.
Tanya, thank you for standing up. If we plan it, we put a little passion in it. We tell people a little more than they were expecting. Then we make it a little bit more memorable. Then what happens is when Tanya leaves the event, people come talk to her in the bathroom. They ask for her email. They want to connect with her on Instagram. And most people are pretty boring. What do you do? Oh, no, I'm in corporate law. I do taxes. I'm a financial planner. And it's not memorable. If you're not memorable, you're going to be spending more time not succeeding at booking appointments, getting people in front of your offering, and creating those dollars. So all of this is important. Again, if we want to work less than 30 hours a week, we got to be good when we're working. We have to be so intentional. And it's okay to let some of your personality ooze out so people actually figure out if they like you. In this room, I'll bet we have more than one realtor. Who's in real estate? By show of hands, who's in finance? Of any kind. Investing, advising, mortgages, lending, okay? Who's in a trade? You do something to make homes beautiful. Oh, no tradespeople in the room, okay. Who's in wellness? You help with health, physical or mental. Beautiful, okay. So there's usually going to be more than one person in your industry in a room. And if you want to be the one person that gets the appointment and gets the opportunity to serve that client, and that client can become a raving fan and get you lots of other clients, you need to find a way to stand out. So don't wing it. I encourage you, as I said earlier, to actively participate in 1 or 2 communities, not 20. And the reason I want you to be very choosy, 1 or 2 communities, is so that you have time to actually nurture the relationships in them. Be a regular contributor, whether that's posting, advising, attending. Be a face that people start to know. I could not possibly support my 3 kids with special needs and deal with all the health challenges and doctor's appointments in my own body if I had to go seek for sales. These 2 Facebook groups that feed me so many beautiful clients, I am forever grateful to them. But that was not cultivated by accident, and we're going to talk about how you can do that. If you're an in-person kind of person, join an in-person community, because the world is going to allow us to do that, at least for a little while. This one, I am notoriously terrible at. I'm just telling you the truth. Have an online presence. Now, I am an offline kind of person. I like eye contact, warm hugs. My name is not Olaf, but I really do like warm hugs. And I'm much more inclined to get together with you face-to-face than online. However, our world has changed, and it is important to have an online presence. And my friend Gordon and his friend Randy taught me so much about what you need to do to get yourself online in the right way. And so you don't need to be excellent everywhere. If you're starting a new business, you don't need to tomorrow build a LinkedIn, an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook, a professional page, a group, a landing page, a ClickFunnels, and a website. You don't need all those things just yet, but you do need something. People need a place to look up your name and see if you're real. People need a place to post a review when they have nice things to say about you. A client needs a way to show their friend who they're working with when they want to show you off, maybe get their friends some help. So pick one platform at first and make sure that you do have a place you exist online. This one I love, and I owe so much gratitude back to Gordon for this. So Gordon and Randy, 7.5 years ago, said to me, a friend of ours is shipping out tomorrow, Haley. He's going to be traveling for a whole year, and he'd like to film your happiness course. I said, I don't have a happiness course. And they said, well, by tomorrow, you're going to film a happiness course, and they're going to put it up on this online platform, and the guy's leaving tomorrow, so that's when we're filming. I will tell you that that one decision made an enormous impact for a lot of people's lives. That course has been sold in 136 countries to over 27,000 students. People that I don't get to meet in person, but they're learning the same principles for living a great life. They taught me about the importance of getting featured in a book, getting featured on stage, having your name in print, and these are just some of the many ways that you want to build your business if your time is very precious. So by show of hands, who works too much right now? Like you know you are overworking for what you're making. How old are you, my friend in the red bow tie? 11. What's your name? Nilavon is already working too much, and I love how honest you are, my friend. I also love the bow tie. It's very, very sharp. Now, when you're first starting your business, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by these things. They're not all going to happen in week 1. But I do want you to put it on your radar to not just be looking out for clients, but looking out for press opportunities. When you network and you tell people what you do, don't just tell them the client you're looking for. Let them know you're looking to be a guest speaker at other events. You're looking to be quoted in articles that need expert contributors. You're looking to write articles for publications that need your expertise. You're looking to make a difference and ask people to refer you to media and exposure opportunities. Makes a big difference when someone searches you online. They'll be able to find all these things. It's great for your search engine optimization as well. Number 11, get your name in print. We already mentioned that. I'm going to skip to books. I highly recommend, as does Gordon and Jay and most of the team at Landed for Success, that you become a #1 international best-selling author. And I recommend that you don't start alone. Join a compilation. Gordon can tell you more about how that's possible with Landed for Success. And by joining a compilation, all you need to do is write one chapter. You and a collection of 12 to 20 professionals are going to share that with your network, and in a matter of typically 3 hours, you will become a #1 international best-selling author. Now that sounds really fancy, but we know the secrets on how to do it quickly. It makes an enormous difference if you are bidding to speak for a company, and you're a #1 international best-selling author, and the other contenders aren't. It makes a big difference to your prospect when they want to know, are your methods published anywhere? And if you really exist. Ultimately, friends, we are always trying to amp up your know, like, and trust factor so that the people that meet you feel safe to purchase from you, and becoming an author can help. I'm excited that I have 6 books and a 7th one coming out soon. Gordon, when does the next book come out, the one we're in together? First quarter next year. Are there still spots available in that book?
As of this morning, there was 5.
All right. Well, if you want to co-promote with my network of amazing people, be in that book with me and Gordon and some of the other amazing people here.
As of now, maybe
1 spot. There might be 1 spot left. So if you want to join the kids at the cool table, there's 1 seat left. Something very powerful happens when you write a book. When you meet somebody and they're struggling, and the thing you teach could make a difference for them, but they're not ready for you yet. Instead of a card, you hand them a book, and they get to go take that home, read it on their own time, process their emotions in their own space, and when they're ready for you and that book is on their nightstand, trust that they will contact you to hire you for your services. It's very healing, if healing is what you need about your own story, but we could talk about books for hours. We got a few more. Let the great clients come to you. Teach workshops, master classes, mini webinars. Make the barrier very low. Make the time commitment small, make the cost small, and invite who you think your ideal clients are to learn from you on their ideal topic. So solve a pain in their life, teach them a skill they can use right away, and make that barrier so low that lots of people show up. Last year, I ran a class on Valentine's Week called Roommate Syndrome for couples. So roommate syndrome is when couples are not touching and they're only talking about houses, kids, and bills, but nothing romantic. I will not ask you to put up your hand if you feel like you're in roommate syndrome. That would be unfair of me. 62 people attended my online Zoom webinar. From there, the amount of individuals that bought a 90-day, $3,000 program made my time to give that free webinar very worth it. And for the people that didn't buy a 90-day program, I got to sleep at night really well knowing that I taught 50 other couples how they put the skills to use even though they didn't purchase a program. So if you know you have a message in you that can help people and you're nervous to get a workshop set up, I would love to have a free call with you and help you come up with your workshop topics, your workshop teaching material, and to teach you some of the tricks on how to fill your workshop with the right prospects so that you can get the right clients. Always have a call to action. It's just no fair to people if they meet you and like you and they don't know what to do next. It's very rare that someone says, hello, can I please buy something from you? Can you book me an appointment? What are we gonna do next? It is your job as a professional to say, hey, it was really amazing connecting with you today. It looks like we could solve a few important things in your life if we work together. How about we blank, blank, blank? You want to always be inviting to a next step. And when you first start your business, you're going to hear a lot of coaches tell you you need an irresistible free offer. And they are correct, but it doesn't have to cost you any money to produce it. Yes, you could put out an ebook. Yes, you can do infographics. Yes, you could record a course and do a whole bunch of things, and those are all great. But your very first irresistible free offer is just have a free consultation with you, the expert. That costs no money to set up, and it's going to be one of the #1 ways you'll be able to convert new business. Most definitely, and I can't believe I didn't put this as #1, hire a mentor. You will get there faster with a master. You want to find a role model who understands your character, your industry, your niche client market that you want to go after, your chosen marketing strategy, and it is a very personal, more so than online dating, a very personal relationship when you select your coach, mentor, or advisor. You don't want to go with just the best coach and sales trainer that exists or the biggest funnel company. You want to interview a few different people and figure out who is going to be that person that you're going to trust to help you design your business where you get to go change lives and financially you change your own at the same time. I could have never cracked the $100,000 mark in my first year working 30 hours or less a week if it wouldn't have been for people like Gordon. It just wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't have known the things I didn't know. I wouldn't have met the people I hadn't met yet. I wouldn't know which elements to put forward in my business. And it is extremely essential that you figure out who's going to help you get there because you don't want to do it alone. Very costly to do it alone. This is also one of the most important things that most businesses fail to do well. Many businesses, I want you to imagine that you're going for a first visit at a massage clinic. And it's your very first time being there, and they know that you're just trying it out. Sadly, most businesses don't pull out all the stops when you're just there for the first time. They think they might not see you again. They treat you like you're regular. And I actually think that when someone's with us for the first time, they should feel like a very important person. And we should never stop that. Every time they see you, they should feel like a very important person. So your sample service is the chance for a client to say, wow, if we got this much accomplished in half an hour, what would it be like to work with you for a year, or for 6 months, or for 3 months? And so I have a few things that I want you to know because this is a game changer. How many of you currently offer a complimentary consult or session about your work? Okay. I'm going to bet that some of you give your time away before you decide that that person deserves it. I want you to make them work for it. If you want to have a free session with me, which I invite you to have, if you want to design your best relationship, your best self, or your best coaching practice, I'm going to make you do some work. And it's to benefit both of us. I'm going to ask you to fill out 14 questions on an intake questionnaire. You're going to get so many ahas for yourself. You're going to feel like our coaching has already begun when you answer those questions. They are to help you get the most benefit of our time together. But you know what else they do? They tell me who I'm talking to before I get on the phone. They let me read it twice, 3 times, and I'm already formulating solutions to the problems that you have. I'm already generating ideas that you haven't thought about yet. And so when you show up to our half-an-hour session, I don't say, hi, Janelle, tell me why you're here. I already know why you're here. I already know your backstory. I already know what hurts. I already know what you want. We can get past all that icebreaker stuff, and I can say, well, Janelle, I read your answers 3 times, and wow, we got some stuff we're going to do today, and I want to teach you 3 things in case I never see you again. I don't hope to never see you again, but in case I never see you again, I want these 30 minutes to raise your life. And that prospect on the other end of the line is going, wow, okay, this is not a consult, it's not a sales strategy, it feels like a real session. So how often do they sign up? 1 out of 1 if there's infidelity. 1 out of 3 if it's for happiness or business. Now some of you are doing 10 consults, 20 consults, and they're not signing up yet. So in order for us to get you a 6-figure business in under 30 hours a week, my friend, we've got to raise your closing ratios. But first, we got to know what your ratios are. So who knows your closing ratio? A show of hands. It's your batting average. I bet you Sai for sure does. Raza does. all of our 7-figure business generators do. It is an extremely important metric, and it goes the same in basketball, right, my friend? You got to know your numbers. You got to know where your gaps are and where to improve. So this is a very important area that I support my private clients on, is making sure that your sample experience is high level so that people really want to do more business with you and quickly. Follow up like your business depends on it, because it does. Who knows the magical number? How many touch points does it take on average before people will do business with you? Oh, Darren, I wish it was 4. It's not 4. I wish it was 6. It's not 6. Not 7. 8 to 12. 8 to 12. So here's the thing. When your business is new, you're going to feel a little bit desperate, and that's okay. Back in the day when I owned a gym and I was a personal trainer, at first we took clients at 5 a.m. and at 11 p.m. But once we got good, once we got more confident, once we got busy, we tightened those boundaries and we started saying no to people. So when you're new, follow up with everybody because your schedule is empty. But once you start to get busy and you're going to value your time even more, you're going to trust your own expertise even more, follow up only with the people that you deemed to be the most aligned fit for your business. So if I pick up 30 cards in an event, I don't follow up with all 30. I follow up with the 3 who I just couldn't live with myself if we didn't become friends, clients, or do something great in the world together. And I figure that the rest, if they really want to work with me, they'll call me. But that's not where we start. I want to draw your attention to the last line on this slide. Who loves sales? Who does not love sales? Who is not going to put their hand up because the room is really warm and you're wondering if it is sure or unsure? So friends, most people don't love sales. And I will tell you that especially if you're going into the wellness space and you identify yourself as a healer type of any kind, we really struggle with charging people money because we feel badly and we wish we could save the whole world for free, and that's the kind of heart we have. But here in Markham, Ontario, in Canada, in 2023, we just don't yet live in the barter society utopia that some of us dream about. And so we have to pay money for things, and therefore we have to make money when we're working. Do you all agree?
Yep.
We gotta make some money when we're working?
Yes.
So then when you're volunteering, it can be free. So this last line, this mantra, is for those of you who struggle with charging. I won't ask you to put your hand up, but I can see some of you. If I spare you the cost of my services, I cost you your transformation. Let me explain. If you take your best friend out for lunch and you give them your best advice to solve their big burning problem for free, versus if a client paid you $3,000 for the same advice, who's going to listen better? The friend that got it for free or the paying client?
The
Paying client.
Yeah, because when people pay, they pay attention. When people pay, they value what they're paying for. When people pay, they're afraid to waste their money. So when my clients hear that it's $3,000 in the middle package, and if that makes them uncomfortable, I say, you know, there's good news in that. I can see you're really terrified to spend that money, terrified to lose that money, and you're going to do all the homework I give you, and you're going to get all the results you're committed to. And if I gave it to you for free, I couldn't look you in the eyes and tell you you're going to get all the results that my methods can create, because I know you won't do all the homework. But because you're paying, and you're nervous to be paying, I know you're going to do all your homework, and I know you're going to get your results. So I want you to read this with me. If I spare you, your turn.
Spare you.
That's so quiet. I was like, really? That's like the 4 p.m.-ish energy. I know. Okay. Let's like muster a little energy. If I spare you.
If I spare you.
The cost of.
The cost of.
My services.
My services.
I cost you.
I cost you.
Your transformation.
Your transformation.
So it's time. You guys did a great job. Give yourself a round of applause. So it is time to throw in the garbage this notion of, I don't want to bother people, I don't want to burden them, I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable or put them on the spot by asking them to buy something. It's time to throw in the garbage garbage this notion of who are you to sell to people? Who are you not to? They're not going to ask you how they can buy from you. You need to invite them to buy from you. If you are the expert at helping them prevent their cancer, solve their divorce, find the right home, get out of debt, get the legal advice they need, have their taxes cleaned up, have good mental health, have healthy posture or gait or data protection, or each of the things that you sell, who are you not to go and give it to people? Not for free, but for your proper fee. You got to make friends with sales. Sales has to become a sexy and generous and loving word. It has to be that when you hit your pillow at the end of every night, you knew you offered the solution to people. You can't control if they say yes or no, but you can control if you offer, and it is our duty when we know how to help people to offer it to every good human being that we can. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm expecting more sales out of all of you. Now you can create a variety of sales funnels for your business. They can be fancy, simple, offline, online, expensive, antiquated, automated. There's many different options, but let me tell you my favorite funnel. It's so old school. I told you what it was earlier. Speak, sample session, $3,000 sale. It's a very short funnel. Let me break it down for you. You're going to want to get in front of an audience somehow, whether you go as a guest to a networking event and you can speak for 30 seconds, whether you're at a birthday party and you plan what you want to say, or whether you're actually speaking like Raza and myself today. Next, you're going to have a call to action, which is to offer, not everyone, but the right people who need what you do. You're going to offer them a complimentary sample service. I do a 30-minute free coaching session. You can choose what's right for your business. Then you're going to make the prospect work for it. They're going to fill out your intake questionnaire. And if they don't, do not have the appointment with them. They do not want to take your time or their problem seriously yet. When you get into the session, don't be late. Don't be tired. Don't show up without reading their answers. I read every intake form 2 to 3 times. I visualize what that person's life must be like right now, what pain they're in, what they want, what we're going to need to do to lift it out of the way for them. And every call I bring my 100% energy and A game to, and they can tell when they're on the other end of it. So you want to give people your best. Invite them to purchase your Goldilocks or your B-level offer. Then treat them like gold the entire time they're with you. Have an onboarding process, an exceptionally stellar process, and an offboarding process. Thank them for their business. Teach them how to speak about you in the world so that if they want to tell their friends, so as a graduating gift, they could give 3 free services to people they love, and then wait, foster that relationship, and beautiful referrals will come in. So this is a very old school funnel. There's fancier ones. Gordon can build them for you. Jay can build them for you. But old school works well too. None of us are going to be too successful if no one is proving that what we do works. You must start to collect, I know it's uncomfortable to ask people, but you must start to collect client testimonials. And if you are brand new in your offering, it is okay to have 5 beta clients. Up to 5. A beta client is somebody that you run your offer for free in exchange for feedback, video testimonials, written testimonials, outreach into their network. It is an actual contract. It's not just, hey, best friend, I'm going to treat you for free. They get an invoice that says $3,000 less beta discount $3,000, deliverables of you, and deliverables expected of them. When you get a beta client, my friends, they must write you interim reviews. They must give you those testimonials because it's going to harm your business if people look you up and want to know what are others saying about you, and you say, well, you're the first. I haven't taken anybody else through the program. That's going to lower that know, like, and trust factor. So you've got to get some reviews. Assemble a small handful of raving fans. A raving fan is different than a happy customer. A raving fan, I'll tell you, in my world, I treat very personal things at the Lifted Lid. Suicide, depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, infidelity, people that are going through bankruptcies and panic attacks and marital outfalls all at the same time. So the stuff I treat is very personal. A happy client is going to leave my company quietly. A raving fan, that's a person that's going to go to their company and say, "Hi, I just wanted you to know my husband and I graduated out of 90 days of counseling with Haley. Our son isn't self-harming anymore. Our daughter is through her anorexia. Our marriage is amazing. We started having sex again. We're talking again. My anxiety is better." They tell the truth. And they are willing to out themselves and say they did this work in order to make sure that other people get help too. That's a raving fan client. They're willing to breach their own confidentiality in a way I could never, to tell the world, "Hey, you need to know about Annie. She's going to be amazing with your money. You need to know about Jay. He's going to show you how to understand WhatsApp. You need to work with Sai if you want to make money in real estate. He's going to show you how to do it. You need to train with Rick because when my kid got bullied and he taught him self-defense, his confidence went up." Raving fans will out themselves for you. Does that make sense? It's different than just a happy customer. On the first day that you get your first raving fan client, my friends, you need to have a referral program. You can exchange money, but I prefer something better than money. If I come to your business for registered massage therapy, I don't want a paycheck if I refer you to people. But if I refer you to 5 people, I wouldn't mind getting a free registered massage. And I do the same in my business. I share 10% in gratitude coaching credits. If you refer someone who buys a $3,000 coaching program, you have $300 in coaching credits. Instead of paying you for saying they should work with me, I'd like to give you coaching so your life goes up. But for you, you're going to want to come up with how you want to reward people. Do your customer journey mapping. This is where you pretend you are the client, and here's a clue to which business you should start. And should's a dirty word, I don't want to shit all over you, but the business you should start is the single most significant thing you've overcome in your life, that you either had the best help and now want to be it for other people, or more likely you did not receive the right help, and that's why you want to be it for other people. So if you're wondering why I'm a happiness coach, I battled 8 years of depression from the age of 8 to 16, and anorexia, followed by 2 suicide attempts with 600 pills when I was 16, a violent rape at 17 that led to cervical cancer, a first marriage in my 20s where I escaped domestic violence with police protection, becoming a single mom at 27, inheriting $250,000 of his debt, going through the financial hardship to pay that off, having a 10-year stint in network marketing to make the next phase of my life, meeting my second husband, becoming a blended family, raising kids with special needs, and it's because of the things that I went through that I didn't receive the right help then. That's why I like to be the right help for people now. So thank you. So when you map out your customer's journey, I have a small feeling you know exactly what to design because you were the customer one time. You know exactly what you would have wanted in an onboarding, in the meetings, what you wanted to learn, kind of accountability that would have helped you, kind of support, the tools you needed to learn, the way you wanted to be treated. And I encourage you to design your customer journey like you are putting your best friend, yourself, your loved ones, your children through the process, and make it intentional. You're gonna have to, this is a big one we didn't talk about yet, you're gonna have to figure out what you are actually teaching in the world. So are you selling financial expertise? If so, what platform? What methodology? How are you doing that? In my business, I teach what's called the ideal happiness method, ideal success method, and the ideal love method. I stands for take inventory of how it is right now. D, design how you'd rather it be. E, eliminate the roadblocks. A, build out the action plan. And L, learn the skills you need to succeed. And so when you design your business, what are you going to teach people? Are they just going to show up and chat with you and you'll solve some of their problems? Or will you have some known fors? Will you have some John-isms, some Gordon-isms, some Any-isms? What will be the things that when people remember your name because they worked with you, You taught them a skill they'll use for the rest of their life. And I would like to give some thanks to one of my mentors, Lisa Sasevich. She was one of the people that helped me create my unique branded system and to figure out what I was going to teach as part of my content. So yes, you'll need some content, but don't be afraid. You don't have to write your content alone. This is one of the things I love to help you get started on. If you're brave enough to book a free 30-minute session with me, we can figure out what will your teachables be. Will they be 5 steps, 7 steps? What tools will you need to teach? It's very exciting to build that out, and it takes 90 days if we were going to build it out fully together. I love this one. Make promises, not goals. Imagine standing at your best friend's wedding and they say to their partner, "It is my goal to be faithful to you." Versus, "I promise to be faithful to you." Do you like one word better than the other? Yeah, I like promises better too. When it comes to your business, don't set a goal of what you're going to accomplish or which business assets you're going to make next month or who you're going to hire. Make promises and promise for the part you can control. You cannot control your sales this month. What you can promise for are the activities that you will do daily that are likely to contribute to those sales. Number 25, don't do what you don't love or suck at. I am not great on social media. I hate to do bookkeeping. I don't enjoy time at the computer. And if there's a part of your business you're not good at, hire somebody who is. They're going to do it better. They're going to do it faster. You want to, when you're new, work both on your business and in your business in the ways that are your best super skills and earn ability assets. Well, let me explain what earn ability is. Your earn ability is the magic ingredient. It is what you can earn in an hour. The person in this room that makes $15 an hour lives a very different life than the person in this room that makes $1,500 an hour. It is one of the greatest skills that I could impart on you if we work together is how to raise your earn ability per hour. When you leave your house, leave your family, or leave your gym to go and serve people, what does that hour, that unit of time do for your family's finances? This is a big impact on the quality of life you live and how many hours you have to trade for it. And we could spend a whole workshop talking about your pricing strategy, how to figure out what to charge, how to raise your earn ability, but I wanted to teach you this new, not real word because it's important. 27, you need to have mentor cred. What is mentor cred? Mentor credibility is what happens if you were living your life on candid camera. So if you watched me in my kitchen, you'd know I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, and alkaline, and I even drink alkaline water. If you watch me in my marriage, you know I'm faithful to my husband, and we have a date night every Monday. If you watch me when it comes to socializing, you'll know I've never tried a cigarette, never tried drugs, never been drunk in my life. If you watch me in my life in any crack or crevice, you would have respect for me. That is mentor credibility. People need to know that if they hire you, they're hiring a good human being. They don't want to just know that you're good about managing money or you're a really good chiropractor. They want to know you treat your family with dignity, that you have personal integrity, that you don't treat your body like a dumping ground. And so mentor cred, this is an invisible part of the formula for having a 6-figure business in less than 30 hours a week. When people meet you, a small piece of them has to look at you and say, "I like how you do not just this thing, but all the things." When they don't feel that about you, their judgments will rise up, their trust will go down, and they are not likely to hire you today. And I have met many coaches in my life that say, "Oh my goodness, this person is amazing. They're a jerk. I don't want to work with them. This person is amazing, but they're flirting with all their staff. I don't trust them. This person is amazing, but they don't pay their bills. I don't want to work with them." So maybe one of the most important things I could leave you with today is raise your mentor credibility. And before even you launch your new practice, be someone that your clients want to become like. Be someone that if people looked at your life on candid camera, you'd be proud of what they see and they'd be proud to work with you. It's very important. 28, manage your time. You know we have 24 hours a day, and I know I'm almost out of time, and Raz is grabbing the sign, and I'm grateful to him for that. Thank you, Raza. Thank you. Manage your time. We have 168 hours a week. How you give them away is your life. If you show me your schedule, I know your priorities, your boundaries, your lack of boundaries. I can tell if you're assertive, passive, a people pleaser, if you have time for self-care, or if you live for optics. And put very simple, my friends, your schedule is your life. So manage your time like it's precious. Manage all your precious resources. There's 5 of them. Time, energy, money, attention, and intention. I call it your I team. How you allocate your intention, what you want to create, versus your attention, binge watching Netflix. Your intention, write a bid to speak today. Your attention, somebody's Instagram feed, okay? How you manage your attention, intention, time, energy, and money, that's also your life. You want to schedule like you are a CEO, and you want to be the CEO of your life. If you know that you have unresolved childhood trauma, your confidence for business is not where it could be, please let me remind you that your self-worth and your net worth have a very cushy relationship. And maybe we need to spend a little time raising your self-worth before your business will help you build your net worth. There's a very powerful exercise I've created called the CEO of your life, where you have a chance to look back at your life and figure out how'd you get to be the way you are today. And for the parts that are working, keep them going. For the parts that aren't, we can rewrite your program. Did you know that I spent 2 years in high school so painfully shy I ate my lunch in the bathroom? And then I became someone who stood and trained on stages of 29,000 people. You can rewrite your program when you want to, when you're ready. But part of how you'll have a 6-figure business is that you will act like a CEO of your life. You will make good choices. You will make choices you can be proud of. And finally, the last one. Ooze with goodness, happiness, caring, positivity, grace, gratitude, integrity, the long list of adjectives we can put in here. Really be somebody that cares, that makes people feel cared for, that gives more than you take, and when people are in your presence, when they are actually in the paid experience of being your client, when they are the janitor in the hotel bathroom, it doesn't matter whether they're paying to be with you, whether they're in a high-level position or not. Help people feel extraordinary in your presence. That is a superpower worth developing because so many people don't feel that way hardly ever. Sometimes you'll be the one person they feel good about themselves in front of, and that's a magical attribute to develop. So in closing, my friends, I want you to go out and raise the quality of other people's lives through your expertise. I invite you to use your life as proof. Raise the quality of your own life of proof that what you know works. And if you are one of those brave people who's thinking, yeah, I have a message, I have something to teach, I want to start my practice, and I don't know how to do all these 30 things we talked about today, Raza, I'm afraid I might be the teacher from your example earlier today. I was paying attention and taking notes. If you're one of those brave people, and if you're ready, please do book a 30-minute session with me. It's not a sales meeting. It's a real session for you. And as a reminder, you'll have to work and answer 14 questions. So I'm really excited to spend more time with you if that's what is in your highest good. And I'd also like to give you a free gift. I'd love to give you the content from 5 of my previous books, an entire book for couples, 52 tips for living your best year in business, in love, and in personal happiness. If you know someone with a trauma story that they're not over yet, I'll share some great overcoming things. And I'd love to give you the template for how to network in a way that gets you appointments and customers. So if you'd like that, that's my real phone number. It is not an automated funnel. Send me a text and just say Business Expo. If you're awesome, put your name. If you're really awesome, send a picture so I remember who you are. And I want to thank you for allowing me to share with you my top 30 under 30. I promise you that you don't need to be a workaholic to run a 6-figure business. It's okay if your life is busy, if it's a little bit messy, but you're going to need to work on not just your business, probably going to need to work on you, and I'm here to help you do it. Thank you so much.